Hi, everybody. Yay,
Hey,
it's Friday. Thank
happy
dog, it's
TDIF.
Friday. Yeah, happy TDIF. Thank dog, it's Friday. Oh, we're so happy to be with you. Oh my gosh, I'm just grinning from ear to ear. This is, again, we say it every time, but it's so true. The best day of the week. So happy to have you here with us today. And if you're watching on the replay, that's great too. Feel free to share this out. This is our weekly crafts and recipes and all things in love of dogs. And so we're super excited to get started for today. Hi, everybody. If you're not familiar with who we are, I am Patty Quinn of We Heart Hounds, and I'm here with the wonderfully talented Hillary Buholtz.
Hello, everybody.
We are co-founders of We Heart Hounds and mad in love with our crazy canine kooky friends. So today we've got a really fun, we're doing something different today. So today's DIY is a travel kit for your pups. So, you know, it's summertime. Things are starting to open back up again. People are hitting the road and wanting to get on, get out and about before the kiddos go back to school and all that good stuff. And vacations just can't be any better if you can bring your pups with you, right? So we thought it'd be really fun to put together a travel kit today. So we're going to go through what we bring on the road when we go traveling.
Yep.
So I have got this amazing little bag that a certain somebody, a friend of mine, gave us. I think it's a diaper bag. It's got this waterproof kind of material. And I'm known as Aunt Patty. So she had it monogrammed. But I love bringing it for trips because it is waterproof. It's got this really great kind of square or rectangular shape. It sits up well. Looks like you've got a really great tote as well, right?
So mine is just an insulated bag. So it's a igloo kind of insulated bag.
Sure.
So
that's a great idea.
Again, got that waterproof interior that makes it super easy to clean out. It's a pretty decent size. It's not huge. And it just...
Oh, you got your bag tags on it. I love that.
We've used it over and over again for the trips. So it ends up being the one that, this is the one I grab. This is the one that I pack everything into. But if you don't have a diaper bag or something like that, if you have something like a little insulated cooler bag or something, this might be a perfect thing for using.
I think it's a great idea. And it's a great size for two pups. You know, this one's a little bit smaller. We've always had one at a time. Maybe one day that will change, but right now, and it seems our dogs are getting smaller and smaller. So the stuff that goes inside seems to be getting smaller as well. Because I know when we had Daisy, it was overflowing. But I love the little side pockets and everything. There's, little mesh pockets here. You can kind of fit all kinds of good stuff. So I've got we've kind of got a list of stuff that we bring. And I'm just going to kind of go down through the list and kind of talk about all the stuff that we bring with us when we go on trips. Certainly you can customize this to whatever you guys are, however many pups you have and whatever other kinds of accessories and things you like to bring. But of course, the most important is food. So Ginger gets her Rago. It's a top heavy bag there. Sorry. And then we bring water. Now I always have multiple bottles of water with us if we're going on longer trips. Sometimes I'll bring gallons of water just to make sure that we've got enough while we're on the road. One of the things I was just going to say real quick, one of the things that our vet had mentioned to us years ago was just be careful if you're going to someplace new that you're not familiar with. Sometimes giving a different source of water to your dog will upset their tummy. So I kind of like having, it's kind of, Ginger doesn't get bottled water at home, let me tell you that. But when we're on the road, I like having it because I know it's going to be one less thing that's going to upset her stomach if, in case she's stressed or upset because we're traveling.
So for us, we do a ton of like little day trips and always just out on the road, that sort of thing. So we tend to have our truck stacked with bottles of water. And I like to use these metal kind of bottles of water if they're going to be staying in the truck, which we do, like in almost all the door panels and things like that. We'll have some of these stacked in there. And the reason why I use the metal as opposed to the plastic is if it's going to be in like a hot vehicle, things like that, the plastic bottles can kind of break down after a while. So if you're repurposing them, it's nice to have something that's, you know, safe to repurpose. And that's kind of the idea behind these metal bottles. And so that's what we have always stacked in there.
I love that. Yeah, we bring ours inside, so we don't leave our bottles, but I definitely try to pack as many as I can. Sometimes depending on the trip, you'd be surprised at all the water I have in the car for both us and our pups. But it's always good to have. You never know, you know, especially if you get stranded on the side of the road, it's nice to be hydrated and everything.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's great. And I love your tip of even just keeping it in the car, because then it's one less thing you have to pack or worry about, which is nice. So then kind of going down the list, of course, the next thing is treats. And we have these phenomenal treats. If you didn't see this week's episode with Stephen from Farmhounds, you guys have to go check these out. And there should be a coupon code on our Facebook page. So go check that out. There's a really great deal where you can get some wonderful treats from Farmhounds. So we bring treats, of course. And sometimes I've used them just to help with the anxiety of if your pup has, you know, initial anxiety in the car, but maybe over time they calm down and they're feeling good. Sometimes just giving them a little bit of a reward for being there, and it'll help kind of calm them or distract them. And then of course, while you're, I love breaking them out when we're on our trips, visiting family and stuff. The nieces and nephews always love to hide treats. And Daisy would go hunt for them and, you know, play games. And so obviously your pups will love getting a little extra something. I see a nose.
Lulu is like, you've got all my stuff out here and you've got treats. Like, are you kidding me? I can't handle this. Where are we going and what are you doing with all my stuff?
I know, exactly. Aw, such a sweetheart. And she had a birthday yesterday. Yep. Happy birthday, Lulu.
She's a terrific 2-year-old now. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So beyond treats, obviously things to help spoil your pups and keep them happy and engaged. You know, you can pack some little toys as well. I try to bring maybe their favorite one, so it's one that they're going to play with. And sometimes, you know, you can bring a little new one just to get them even more excited because they've got something new to try out and distract them and have fun with. Then there's, of course, your leash and harness and collar and everything. Now, Ginger she doesn't have a collar. She's the first one we've done this with, but we've put her tag and everything on her harness. And she's usually wearing this, so I'm not usually packing this, but then I've got, you know, her tiny little thing about her so tiny, her tiny little leash, and her harness. And if you have collars and tags and all that kind of good stuff. And then Hillary, you've got a great suggestion for harnesses that you do.
Yeah. So I have different. So for Leon, this is the harness that we use all the time. And it's the best harness that I've found for kind of wide chested pups. So my dachshund and then Lulu, my basset hound, both of them, this style of harness works really well for them. For Lulu, I also have separate collars and things for when I'm actually walking her. But when we're going in the truck or in the car, I like to have these harnesses in particular because they're so easy. It's just one clip. It's so fast and easy to put them on. Once they're on, they're on. They don't wiggle out of them at all. They stay on really well. And then the other thing I love about them, they have this handle in the back. It makes it super easy if you need to help them get into the car, that sort of thing. Yeah. And then it's just got a nice big ring that is so fast and easy to clip onto. So rather than having to, like with her regular walking collar, there's a bunch of different
D-rings and all that.
Things.
So buckles and stuff.
This one makes it so easy. So I don't actually like hook this one up for walking all the time, but if it's something fast and easy, because I've found that, you know, sometimes they get excited and if they're trying to get out the door as fast as they possibly can, it's nice to just be able to grab that little that little handle,
Yeah.
be able to clip it quick and easy, and you know that they're safe.
Yeah.
Like if you're in, gas station, that sort of thing, that they're just
Yeah.
trying to bolt out the door, you want to really be able to make sure that they're safe quickly. And these particular harnesses, I think, work really well for that, because it's quick and easy to put on. Once they're on, they don't wiggle out of them. You're not worried about like one of the legs has come out or that sort of thing. We had the most trouble. Like went through a ton of different harness styles to try to find one that actually worked. And Leon you'd put them on, and then 30 minutes later, after he'd been sleeping, it seemed like, and then he was just all wiggled out on one side and kind of tied in a knot. So these ones have really worked well for us. The Leon one is, I don't know if it's a small or extra small one. I think it's a small, but it works really well for his size. Lulu's is starting to get a little bit too small for her, so I'm going to have to size up. She's not quite big enough for this particular brand for that next size up. So I'm going to need to find one that's the same style, but this particular style it's really worked well for us. So if you had those struggles, I recommend this kind of style. When I first saw it, I was like, that's not going to work at all. This is crazy. And then once we used it, I was like, this is amazing.
What I love about it. I love that handle. I like that you just plop it over their head rather than having multiple places to buckle, and that it's at their chest rather than around their neck. So, if they're pulling or anything, it's, you kind of got more control over them at the chest level than, hurting their throat or anything like that. So I really like those. I wish they had made those when we had Daisy. She was definitely a puller. She'd pick up a scent and just, drive forward with it and stuff. Or if she got scared with a hot air balloon or something and she was just wanting to get home as fast as she could, she would be pulling a lot. But yeah, it's amazing how quickly they can just get an arm out of that harness and wiggle their way out. And it's nice to have something. And if you're at like a rest area, on the road, and I'm always standing right at that open door, because you never know what they're seeing behind you, another dog or another family or somebody, a squirrel, whatever that might interest them and squeak past you. So yeah, it's nice to have something where you've got some control, you've got your hands on them, and they're not going to go anywhere, and you're not going to lose them while you're on the road. So that's important. That's important. All right. So then the next thing I've got on my list here is food and water bowls. Now, we bring these on occasion. We brought collapsible bowls. If you're hiking and you want something, we just end up most of the time going to visit relatives, and we set up in the kitchen and they've got their bowls and they're all set. But we've used the collapsibles and all that kind of stuff. It's been quite a while since we've done that. Ginger's not necessarily the hiking kind of dog, at least not yet. Maybe one day.
And a lot of times I'll use, so I'll have kind of a bigger container, just a Glad kind of plastic container. So it's nice and light, that'll have quite a bit of food in it. And then just a couple of those empty ones that are smaller that make it easy. And I always have one kind of round one that's easy to just pour water in, and then whatever they don't drink, just flop it out, and bringing the lid for that water one too, so that any water that's left in there, you're not spilling it inside the bag and stuff like that. So that's pretty low tech, but has worked out pretty well for us.
It's a great idea. The other item on my list are poop bags, which everybody knows, but we get these ones that are kind of special. They're called mutt mitts. But one of the things that we did on one trip, it was a day trip, and we'd forgotten a water bowl. Well, this mutt mitt has this double reinforced inside, and we actually used this as a water bowl. So that worked out really well too. So if you're on the road, I don't know that they'd want to eat, food out of this. They probably could, but certainly drinking water, it worked out as a nice little collapsible, spontaneous bowl if you need it. So, you kind of get inventive where you can when you're out on the road and you want to make sure your pups are hydrated and all that good stuff. But yeah, we love these mutt mitts. They're a little extra but they're so worth it, and they're biodegradable and all that good stuff. So you can always check them out online. And then the next things that we recommend bringing, I've never brought them, but Hillary has, and those are grooming wipes.
So these, I'm not brand loyal to any of the grooming wipes necessarily. I think I grabbed these at like a TJ Maxx. They happen to have them in their little dog section or whatever, but you can find them, you know, PetSmart or most anywhere, even the grocery store, that sort of thing. But it's kind of like a baby wipe, but it's safe for dogs. So, and for like Lulu, it's nice to, if they get muddy, that sort of thing, obviously it's nice to be able to wipe them down, but also Lulu, to have all of her ear cleaning and stuff like that, just to know if we just need to do it quick and easy, I've got these, they're available. So that's nice. It makes it a little bit easier. We also take like her ear cleaning fluid and stuff like that if we're going on a long trip, but on just little day trips, having these all the time, just, you know, it's like a baby wipe.
Great. Yeah.
Makes it quick and easy.
Those are great. Those are great. Well, and if you've got a spill or something in the car, those, you know, will help clean up, you know, or muddy paws or whatever. Those will also help work for that too. Of course, we also pack a towel, you know, we roll up an extra towel. I would hate to ask, you know, for coming in from the rain after keeping, you know, letting your dog out to do their business and asking whoever you're visiting, can I borrow a towel that you don't like? Wipe off her feet and dry her off and all that stuff. So always bring our own towel, just out of etiquette. And then obviously if there are any medications or things like that, that you want to bring, certainly the prescribed medications from your vet, but if your pup gets anxious or, you know, might get nauseated, consider either getting a little jar of anxiety treats that you can buy online, or talking to your vet about what kind of anxiety medications or nausea medications that they would recommend, and certainly the dosage and all that for the size pup that you have. And same with Benadryl. You know, a lot of vets will say, you can use Benadryl to help your pup get a little sleepy for the rides. They're not actually on an anxiety med per se, but something that'll help kind of calm their nerves while they're traveling. Benadryl is also great, obviously, for any kind of allergic reaction if they have a bee sting or anything like that. But again, please be careful with dosage. Contact your vet and find out how much Benadryl to give your dog based on the size and weight of your dog, just to make sure you're giving them the appropriate amount. And I read a tip the other day that I thought was really smart on the Benadryl box. If you've got a couple different pups, Hillary, like you've got a small one and you've got a fairly larger one or medium-sized one, you can write on the Benadryl box, you know, Leon gets, you know, half a tablet or 0.8 milligram, like whatever and then Lulu gets one full tablet and, or, you know, 2 or 20 milligrams or whatever it is. That way you don't have to think about it, especially if it's an allergic reaction situation and you want to get them those medications. You don't have to stop and kind of calculate or try to remember what the dosage is. It's right there on your box, which I thought was a clever tip to do as well.
That's a great idea.
And then I guess a couple other things that we bring is a dog bed. Now, you don't always have to bring your dog bed. One of the things I like about bringing our dog bed is that we use it in the car as kind of a place to kind of help provide, and we have those bolster beds. So it kind of gives them something to lean up against and kind of something familiar from home. Same with the blanket. You want something that kind of makes them feel a little safe and secure and comfortable, familiar, right? With, well, you're taking them to someplace new. And I think those really help do that. Sometimes we'll just leave the dog bed in the car. We're not actually using it wherever we're going, but it is nice to have it, you know, just as a place in the car for them to hang out. And then depending on where you're going and what you're doing, having a yard stake, I think, is another really cool thing to have. We always kind of walk our pups on a leash and haven't gone camping or done anything like that, or been anywhere where we could do that. But I think that's a great idea.
So yeah, just depending on where you stop, it's nice to know, like, if you're out and about and kind of in a clear area, you can stake them down. So it's just screws right into the ground. It's super easy. And then it's got this top portion that'll swivel all the way around. And then I just have a little clip here and some paracord, a bunch of paracord actually, and then paracord, and then it's just another clip that'll clip to that ring on the back of their harness.
You can use
I only
for that, right? Too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only use the harness when I would never like clip it to their collar or anything, just to be on the safe side. So if you use these kind of tie downs or anything like that, make sure that you have something that'll actually hook to kind of their back, just to keep it
smart.
safe.
So they're not running after something real quick and then they get stopped and jolted back. No, that's a really good tip to have. And of course, depending again on where you're headed, if it's wintertime and it's cold, you want to think about sweaters and jackets and doggy boots to bring. You can even think about paw wax, that can help both in heat and in winter, but certainly protecting their paws, because they can get burns, or if they get cuts and things like that, that can, get infected and all that kind of stuff. So you want to keep them protected from the weather. If it's someplace sunny, you want to think about, the amount of sun that they're getting and protecting them from the sun. There are sunscreens for their nose, and, certainly you can look at other ones that cover their body as well. You might want to talk to your vet about which brand and what to get, and how susceptible your dog is to sunburn and all of that kind of stuff. But then there's also all kinds of soothing balms that you can have that can again help protect their skin and keep their coats moist and shiny, and all that moisture rich and all that good stuff. And then if you're headed out into the woods, consider, and I know, you should probably be doing the flea and tick repellent, the regular medication anyway. But if you're headed somewhere where you think it's going to have mosquitoes and ticks and all that kind of stuff, they do make some really amazing natural sprays that you could spray on their coat, and they smell like cedar. It smells so good. And you can consider bringing something like that, a mosquito repellent, and that as well. And then I sometimes will bring, depending on where we're going, but if we're headed out into the woods, I'll even just bring like a flea comb and stuff with us. So if your dog's scratching and you're not sure exactly why, you can always brush them out and see if they, if they happen to have any fleas, and then you can obviously treat it based on, what you're finding. But just tucking a flea comb in your bag, they're really small. They don't take up a lot of room. They're something good to think about. And then the other thing to consider are your safety things. So if you're going to be out and about at night, or if you're traveling, it's going to take a couple days to get to where you want to go, or even if you're staying in a dog-friendly hotel and you want to let your dog out, before you go to bed, having a little flashlight, something like that. You can think about whistles or pepper spray or other things, whatever safety gear. So just kind of think about those kinds of things, just to ensure that everybody's comes home happy and healthy and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much the list that we've gone through. And then I just wanted to show one other thing. So you've probably seen pictures of it, but I absolutely love this little bag. And I actually end up using this as my tote bag to carry everything when we're traveling. And then I end up clipping ginger in it so that I'll empty it out wherever we're going. And I'll keep a bag of treats in here, or a little bottle of water, and her food. She's so tiny, I can fit her food bowl in here with her, along with a little blanket, and then and the poop bags and everything. But I just love. So think about kind of where you're going, what you're doing, if you're gonna be carrying your pup, or if you're gonna be taking them with you, all those kinds of things, and then you can just adapt to however many pups you have, wherever it is that you're headed, your pup's personality and all that kind of stuff, and enjoy the travels. I mean, this is the time of year to get out and about. It's the best time to be in the sun and have some fun with your pups. And we certainly encourage and hope you all get a chance to do that this year, especially just to unwind and let loose and be carefree with your pups. Some of the best times together.
Yeah, and one of the things, like, we've done a ton of traveling and kind of long distance traveling, and then just those short little day trips we do all the time. So one of the things that you'll find, like if you're new to traveling with your dog, like you'll probably pack more than you need the first few times, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You'll start to get that bag down to those things that you know you need every time. And it really is customized to your dog, your dog's personality, the things that they need, that sort of thing. So even if you're just keeping a little checklist or a little written list after you've done kind of your first trip and check off like, okay, yeah, we use that. We don't need to bring those 15 things, but we do need to bring, we didn't remember those other 5. So,
Right.
Just kind of keeping a running list, it might make it a little bit easier for that next trip that you go on. And after you do it a few times, it'll be, second nature, and you just grab that bag, everything that goes in it, and it makes it so easy. So
yeah, exactly. And you can even keep certain things in it all the time, like an extra set of poop bags or your flea comb or whatever it is, you can keep that tucked in there so that part of the packing is already started for you the next time you go. Just like Hillary keeps water in her truck, for those day trips that you guys take all the time. You can make it really easy on yourself and hopefully make this a little bit easier to create your own packing list. We do have a tutorial written up on our website that has the list of everything that we've gone through. You can print that out and check it off and add stuff to it and all that good stuff. And hopefully that helps make packing for your pup a little easier as well. Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much for being with us today. Oh my gosh, this was a fun one,
Yeah.
I'm ready to hit the road. I don't know about
exactly.
you.
And I'm ready to see if you guys do take some trips. We would love to see doggy vacation photos. So please share those with us. You can tag us TDIF or We Heart Hounds and share them out on social media. We would love to see those.
Yeah, exactly. And as I mentioned, the dog bag tags that Hillary had, there's a tutorial for that in our repertoire. And we also have like a palm dog paw protection, but paw butter. So there's all kinds of good stuff. Go through the library of videos and everything. You might find some other fun things to make your trip worthwhile. And extra special. We sure hope this one has made your life a little easier and your pup's life a lot more fun when you get on go on your next vacation. So thanks everybody. Thanks again for being with us today. Have a great weekend. Hug your pups for us. Hi, Georgie. Oh, let's see. Can you do one on emergency kits? Yes, we actually have started working on that. Great minds think alike. We've actually started working on that one. It's a much longer list, and there's lots to cover. But yeah, we're definitely going to be working on that for you, and we'll let you know as soon as that one's ready. So thanks again for your ideas, and keep them coming. We love it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take good care of yourself. Say hi to your pups. Give them good belly rubs from us.